Where's my volume? I am watching the election stuff.
If this night doesn't end up going in
And
Harris's direction, and barring some big change, she will have
I'll
underperformed
just take a
Biden
break
in
real quick.
2020 in every single.
Trying to see what you guys are doing. Is this? I don't know if I can do this. Whoop! So we're watching the election night, and I think Trump is in the lead right now. Either way, whether Trump or Kamala wins, I did a reading and it looked like Trump was leading in the cards too. But you know, things always change, right? So we'll see what happens, man. Can I turn this? Or will it not turn? Orientation is locked. Okay, gotcha. Alright, well, I guess it's kind of hard to see with this one. Let me put the camera back. Whoops! Oh, that's better. What's going on?
The approval of the city president. No party has elected a president when their city becomes.
Something's going on.
If you fail at your job, how does
commercials.
your boss react? Well, in Dallas, we're the boss. And our city managers.
What happened? I missed something. What did I miss? Anywho, I did a reading, and even with my reading, there was Trump was in the lead with my reading. The way the energy is going, I could check other stuff though.
If it all goes like it looks like it's going to be more effective in all.
So it's kind of weird that with my reading, it was kind of like the same as what the results are.
I think it's hard to make that case for some of the reasons that Britta and
The probability of everything was going toward him.
I'm curious as we get a day or so.
I mean, it's just the collective
What
consciousness.
happened with the performance amongst women for her? Did she win African American women, Hispanic women, white women at a bigger rate? Were there disparities between the two? And then the race thing for me, I'm going to be curious also to get more.
People are getting tired.
Hispanic voters, but even black voters.
I'm watching this feed, and people are. I need to see a news feed. This is like a convention, and they're all like watching another feed. Let me see. I'm trying to find all the live feeds.
White women at a bigger rate? Were there disparities between the two? And then the race thing for me, I'm going to be curious also to get more. We heard that the numbers around Hispanic voters, but even black voters, where that might be.
Talking heads. Where's my live feeds at? Oh, I like her. Oh.
Exactly. The question that you're asking is the one that I've been catching a lot of heat for answering on air, and we've been talking about this in the last week or two. You're talking about the propaganda campaign and the play.
I need to get some news, probably. Let me find the news channels on here. CNN. I hate CNN, but you know. Oh, C-SPAN. Let's do C-SPAN.
Time. If you want to dig into these counties in Pennsylvania, go to our website, cspan.org/results. Click on the state that you want to focus on. It will bring it up and you'll be able to see the votes being tabulated in real time.
Who's in my room? Who's here? What questions are we asking? Oh, I guess I'll do it.
Every moment can be better with
I hate
Phillips
YouTube
Latte Go
commercials.
and coffee from freshly ground beans. Now there's always a good time for a good coffee. And speaking of moments, that's exactly how long it takes to clean it. Phillips Latte.
Mess. I don't know what.
Of subpoena and the power to be in agitation to.
I am hungry.
You know, so let's say he
Wanna
gets
eat
16 there. This is sort of the path that might be evolving for him in their minds. And then let's say Wisconsin, which is close, also goes for Trump. Arizona, let's say those two go.
What's up?
And that's it. And this comes back to the blue wall again because, Wisconsin in this scenario is the ballgame. Now that assumes Nevada does not go Harris. It's possible that it does. They've got strong
What are the
culinary
chances, according to
union
this,
there.
that
Now,
Kamala
so then,
takes
let's
it?
say Nevada.
Lisa, can we come back to you
That's
in 1
it.
second?
Sure.
Forgive me, I'm
Do it.
sorry. We have some developments over at the Harris campaign. Let's go to our Laura Barone Lopez.
What are the?
Actually, this is Cedric.
Let me put on pause real quick. What's the probability that Harris can win the election? Creative audience, give me a second. Two of Cups, the Temperance card. Three of Swords. There's still a chance. We've got the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of overthinking here. There's a I feel energy of panic, of like something needs to be done. The Two of Cups talks about unity and getting something that you want. That says yes. The energy here, though, the major energy in the middle is a Temperance card. There's something there's a very impatient energy here. And this is negative. This is going to kill everything. There's an imbalance. There's something that hasn't been done yet. An imbalance of... I'm kind of sensing like, they don't have the male vote. Because the Temperance card is always about 2 cups. 2 cups. But it's out of balance. It's upside down. And I think this is hurting because the 2 cups is male-female. She still has a chance, but there's something happening here. We have the Three of Swords. I see in the future grief, sadness. I don't know if so many swords here. There's still a probability. It's 2 upright cards with 2 upside down cards, but it doesn't look good because your upright card is the Three of Swords. It's like either she wins and she loses, or she loses and she wins. One of the two. Take that as you will. But that's what I see. So, cups to swords, not a good thing. You start with cups, which is love. Cups reverse. You need to do something. Three of Swords. Looks bad. I'm just saying, I'm just reading the cards. Swords is always adversity, problems. things that you think about fuck with your head. You know what I mean? You gotta see things as they are, not that as you want them to be.
And a former senior advisor
I'm a
to President
Pisces.
Biden, now a
Statement from Cedric Richmond went down, basically telling people to go home, that Vice President Harris won't be appearing there tonight. How it went down and what we know about why that statement was made now.
Right on that. Well, the statement didn't go down very well. Even before Cedric Richmond came out to address the crowd, it was
They wrapping
already
stuff
thinning
up.
here at Howard University because some of the latest calls seem to really
They
put
need
a
to stop
damper on
having
the
all
mood
this
here.
stuff if
And
they
so
ain't
a
gonna
number
have
of
the
people
decision
were
in the same
streaming
night.
out of the yard here at Howard. And as soon as
Be
Cedric
like, hey,
Richmond
y'all,
said
we ain't
that
gonna
the
have the
vice
decision.
president would
Don't
not
come.
be speaking, people started to stream out.
Just say we're gonna count these for a
Or we can
week.
give you, let us know if you need to
And
step
then we
away
gonna
for
have
a
an
drink of
answer for
water
y'all.
again. In the meantime, what else can you share with us about,
This girl
you
choking
mentioned
on
some of the
TV.
crowd thinning out over the last hour or so. Has there been a shift from what you can tell among supporters there?
Yeah, I mean, the mood on that is one that is very anxious and nervous. Supporters are
young.
still
I wish I
holding
had a
out
job
hope
like that
that the
when I was
blue
young.
wall is going to come through for Harris, that Nevada will come through for Harris. But again, they are really upset that it's coming down to this narrow pathway
Why she got that big old
for the vice
headset?
president. So far, there isn't that much pointing of
It's a
fingers
big headset.
in terms of the Democratic
Girl,
sources
you
that
just
I'm
need a
talking to,
microphone.
because the Democrats in those blue wall states are still trying to
gotta see
keep
this shit.
optimism going in terms of her pathway there. But we still, as you well know there, we may not know until into tomorrow how that vote count
Look
is
how big
looking
that
in
headset
those blue
is.
wall states in Michigan, in Wisconsin.
Can y'all see
And
that?
so that's
That's
created,
fucking crazy.
a sour and sad mood here
What
for
happened
a
to the
number
days of
Democrats.
just reporters were having microphones?
That's our Laura
She got a
Barone
whole
Lopez
fucking-
at the Harris watch party there, which is now ended, it seems, for the evening in Washington, D.C. Back here with our panel. So, Kevin and Faz, I'm curious from a strategist perspective here, when you make a decision like this to come out at this hour, there are
Sometimes
still
I see
people
these
in line
comments and
voting,
sometimes
there's
I
still
don't,
votes to
y'all.
be counted, states to be called.
'Cause I'm just
Why make
talking
this
and
call
blabbing.
now, Faz?
Oh, well, this happened in 16 too, and John Podesta went out. It was in the wee hours of the morning, you might remember, as the chairman of that campaign, and urged people to go home because you've assembled a lot of people. And
What's this,
at
some
that
deep
time, I
shit,
think he told people they would talk to everybody tomorrow. You're doing the same thing now. I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I heard him say that we're counting votes, but not really give you a hell of a lot of
Midnight is
optimism
coming.
besides that about a trajectory of counting those votes.
It's a tough call to make a speech like that. I've never
The
had to make that
conversation they
call.
have
I've
makes
only
you want to go to sleep.
been writing a speech saying,
He's like, let's put the
we
boring
lost
people on and put
one,
everybody to
and then on
sleep.
the other, I was getting ready for a recount in Ohio.
Say you
in
love the money.
2004. So,
Love the money fan.
I think the contrast is probably
money
about
fan,
there,
yeah.
and I
How do you think I manifest my money? Gotta keep it on my mind.
much longer. I think we're probably looking within the next hour or two where Trump will come
Keep
out
my
and
money
really
on
send
my
a very
mind.
powerful
It's
contrast
just
message
subconsciously, and then all of a sudden my money gets
Well,
better.
let's learn more because
Credit's
William
getting better.
Brennan's with us in
Everything.
West
It's
Palm
like,
Beach. He's
wow,
with the,
what is going
Trump
on?
campaign.
So it
And
works.
William, at the moment, there
I
are
would
still
say get some
mathematical pathways
money,
for both
just
Donald Trump and
fake
Kamala
money, just
Harris
put it
to
everywhere.
work their way to 270 electoral votes. But what are you hearing from the Trump campaign, and what kind of contrast do you expect to see where you are?
Spike, yeah, Spike is a
Jeff, I think the
character.
mathematics, as you state
He's,
them, are exactly accurate. The
he's
Trump
sleepy.
campaign
He's
is
just-
arguing that
he's pretty
all
chill.
of those math
He doesn't give me
problems are
props.
gonna fall in their favor.
He's my buddy.
I just had a conversation with Tim
He's very
Murtaugh,
adorable.
the senior
Yes.
campaign aide with the Trump team,
Spike.
and he believes that there is
Sleepy.
virtually a certainty that the Trump
I don't
campaign
think.
is going to
See,
get
I
through
predicted
all of
that
the
they weren't gonna
blue
have a
wall states
results
that Harris
tonight.
so desperately.
I was like, they're gonna hold this out. They're gonna
And he
try to
was
stretch this as
arguing,
long as they
I said to
can.
him,
It's gonna be a
I said,
problem.
even that the polls
That was
were
my
so
prediction.
tight all along,
Where we
how
at?
is
We
that
at midnight
possible?
now,
How do you
and we
explain
still
that?
have
And his theory of the game is that
decision.
that
So
voters
far,
saw
prediction
over
is
this
right.
election
Just
two
saying.
very clear administrations. They had a memory of the
Also, I
Trump
see
administration and
I
they
see it in
saw
favoring
the
Trump,
Biden administration.
but I
and
also
that
seeing
the,
like
the
maybe
voters' memories of the Trump
something happening. But let me
economy
see.
and the border were all favorable.
But that was like a
in
couple
the
of weeks ago.
Republican
So as we
Party,
get closer to
and
it,
those
the
two
energy gets
factors
stronger.
were all negative
So
for the
so far,
Democrats. And he
every
said
reading I've done has
that
been in
everything
favor of
else,
Trump.
he said even the issue of abortion, which was obviously so critical to Democrats'
But let me
belief
see
that
if
they would
there's
do
anything.
better, all
Let's
of that
see.
fell by the wayside. He said that
I need to do
all
a
those other
reading.
issues after the economy and immigration
Sorry.
simply were not nearly as potent. And he thinks they are very, very confident
I'm in
that
Texas,
this will be an
and it's
overwhelming
almost
victory
midnight.
for tonight. We understand also that Donald Trump is en route here.
So let me
the word has
check
gotten
the
out in the
energy
crowd so that everyone in this room that
of
was usually split, half the room that way, half the room behind me, nearly everyone
That's a
is
good
moved
question.
to the front of the room anticipating that Donald Trump will be coming here. The mood here is as on fire as it has been all night long.
I'm gonna say just in
And
general.
wait, there's a bit of news
Give
that we can
me
share, and we should say that while
reading
some of
about
the
this
other TV
election
networks
right
have
now.
called the state of
Tell
Georgia
me
for
something I
Donald
don't
Trump,
know
the
about this election
Associated
right
Press
now. What's
has
gonna
not.
happen?
I'm going to read here directly from my computer because this is important. It says Donald Trump, this is from the Associated Press, Donald Trump is leading in Georgia, but the AP decision team still sees a path, albeit a very narrow one, for Kamala Harris to take the lead in the
I'm just
state.
gonna kinda
Harris is bettering
open
Trump
reading
in the
what's-
votes cast before
how's
Election
this
Day,
election
and there
gonna
are still
end up
potentially enough of
now that
those
we're
kinds of
close
votes
to the
left
ending?
to be counted to push her ahead of the
Most
former
likely
president.
outcome
The
of
race
this
is still
election.
too early to call. Realizing you're just learning this as I'm reading it to you,
Got 10 of
how does
cups
that color
reverse.
or change at all
Justice card
some of what you're hearing
reverse.
from the Trump campaign?
Death card.
Well, it's
And
funny,
nine of
Jeff, because
swords.
someone from the Trump
Okay.
campaign, I would say 45 minutes to an hour ago, said not only was it time to call North Carolina, this was just after
On the bottom of the
AP
deck, we
had,
have the Six of
but they
Cups.
said
This talks
Georgia
about
had as
past
well.
happiness.
Again, I think that's the mathematics are probably
So we got
right.
10 of
There
Cups.
might still be enough votes
Turn this down.
to eke out a victory.
10 of Cups reverse. There is a disunion of family. There is a like disunity with family. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like the United States is going to be very divided. The Justice card reversed. Some type of illegal something or something out of balance. The Justice card reversed. Something out of balance. This could be something illegal happening as an outcome. Also, I could also interpret this as because this is Libra. Kamala is a Libra. Reverse, not good for her. So this could also mean that maybe she's not on the good end. I only see one positive card. Whatever happens, we're transforming. The United States is transforming. If Kamala wins, if Trump wins, it doesn't matter. This is talks about United States going through its Pluto stage. It's a time for change and rebirth. Everything that we've ever thought we were supposed to be is about to change. Society is about to change. You know, so get used to it, figure it out. But what are we changing into? Yeah, New World Order is happening right now. But who's going to be in control of the New World Order? And that's what you have to decide. All right. So, the Nine of Swords. There's some people who are worrying, like, but it ain't us. But there is some. The Nine of Swords is like, it's reverse. It's like I feel like something very dramatic is happening. And one side is very stressed out, and one side is like, let's change this stuff. I've definitely felt some very strong dissatisfaction from the outcome. Of course, you're like, okay, well, duh. But because this, you got this Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is like, we want to be happy, but we can't. Two of Pentacles is balance. Nine of Cups reversed, not getting what you want. At the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. Hierophant is about tradition. Tradition. What has worked, we got to go back to that. Religion. Yep. What's going on with TV?
Harris, as there similarly may be in Pennsylvania.
What time is it over?
President Harris, walk us through it.
That's the key. As we've explained, if a state has not been called, it means the Associated Press thinks there is a way for either candidate to still win. And as they say, there's a narrow path for Kamala Harris. Let's explain what that is. Mainly the communities around Atlanta. Let's look at this. Fulton County, the largest vote total that Kamala Harris will probably get tonight in the state. 91% of the expected votes, so
Hey.
there's still almost 10%
Sorry,
left.
y'all.
And
I wasn't
this-
even looking at the chat. Oh, you're Dutch. Hey, we got a lot of European folks in here, right? I wasn't even looking at the chat, y'all. I was just like reading and shit. I was in my own world. I'm a Pisces. I do that sometimes. I just turn the camera on and I just start thinking. Hey, New York. What is going on? Let me get off this couch. Oh. There you go. Can I put my camera there? That's fine. There's too much junk on this table. You're in Queens. That's cool. I'm about to go to bed in a little bit. I'm in Texas. Just texting me. My wand, yeah, I made it. I made this. A tree was dying and stuff, and then it had so many branches. So I took a branch and had some copper wire, you know. I got crystals everywhere. So I was like, hey, well, let's make a wand. Or Texas. Nah, we need to come to Texas. This is a pretty cool state. I mean, Texas is like a country. We've got so much stuff. I mean, the cities are cool. I live in Dallas. I've been to Houston. Houston is huge. Austin is fun. It's a college city, so there's a lot of youthful energy there. But it's crazy. I like to go to the coast, which I'm about to take a vacation now to the coast. Hopefully it's not going to be too cold, but I don't care. I just want to go to and see the water. And then we have some mountains and deserts too. Yeah, Texas is huge. They're like, most Texans don't ever go visit any other countries because our state is big enough. Like I haven't been to Corpus Christi, so this will be my first time going to Corpus Christi. Well, no, not Corpus Christi. Padre Island. Padre Island is a part of Texas. So that's what I'm doing for Thanksgiving is going to Padre Island, which will be kind of cool. It's November. I got it for cheap because it's cooler right now, but it's all good. I could put a sweater on and go to the beach. You know how those like single white women after they've gotten a divorce, they move and they go to they have their beach in their shawl with their little cup of coffee. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. We see. What are the cards saying about inauguration day? What about our inauguration day? I mean, all I read is there's gonna be some sadness, but so far I've read that Trump is in the lead. Same thing as what I'm seeing on the news. I read for Kamala and I was like, ooh, the energy here is low. Like, I don't know. I think her whole campaign feels very negative right now. So I think they're in panic. So like I said, I'm just reading the energy. It's just for the present time. That shit can change, of course, because I'm like asking the universe, like, what's the energy right now? The energy's so high. Anything can change, really, because tarot is only about probability as much as this, but it's about whose choices are doing it, who's making choices, and who's deciding things. So, and I've seen a lot of posts about like, oh, elections aren't real, right? And so when people say that, you know, is that the powers that want to be are trying to make the outcome. I mean, that's still a possibility. You know what I'm saying? We can't be disillusioned and think that, you know, this is all real. Like, for real. Like, you know, oh, we all got fair elections. Yeah, they'll let us vote. But at the end all, they're trying to make an end game, you know, with either person. So even if we choose either candidate, there's an end game that they want to happen. And when I say they, I'm talking about the powers that want to be. These are corporate people who have an agenda of what they want to happen on the planet. And they work together. They're not elected, they're just corporate people, billionaires, the powers that want to be. And they say, well, we don't have to be elected, we can just buy it, you know? Like they buy everything. So we just got to see how, you got to always look at the end game. Don't get divided as people. And this is the problem. We get divided as people. We're all like the common civilized people here in the city. We got to pay taxes and stuff like that. Basically the slaves. Because I promise you, the billionaires and the millionaires are not paying taxes. They're not. Which means there's these slaves and the slave owners. But, yeah. I mean, my whole point is that let's not get caught up in dividing up ourselves about elections and who is running and doing what. The end game, stay together, my people. Is just stay unified despite different beliefs and religions and colors and stuff like that, because it's always like, oh, this is your fault, this is your fault. They do this every 4 years, y'all. After a while we get old and start thinking, this is kind of planned. Break y'all up, get y'all confused a little bit so we can make some more money. So, okay, let whoever be president, whether it's the one you want or the one you don't want. Okay, cool. Now, what do you truly believe in? What are you trying to manifest in this world? What do you want this world to look like? Continue to manifest that. And then you get active in government and such. Hey, call these people and say, hey, this is what we need to happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Everyone gets very hyper during federal election, which has very little to do with change. It's all local elections and senators and all that other bullshit, governors. They really make change. So, president, very little. They can do some. Actually, they can do change, but it's on a federal level, and we don't need the federal government running everything. That's a problem. So, anywho, I'm getting sleepy. Let's see what happens in the morning. Get ready for it. Get ready for whatever happens, whoever wins. You have to know what you're going to do in this world. Whether it's this type of world or that type of world, you have to be the type of person where you're going to survive no matter what. You're going to be successful. You're going to be a winner. Good. And also that we create a planet where it's going to grow. Okay? So that's it. That's all I got to say. Make your reality happen. Why? Because if you don't do it, then who will?